Hello. Hi everyone, karibu sana to my channel. My name is Winnie Kwach, and if it's your first time here, please subscribe, like and share. For today, I will be discussing on a very important topic, the 10 steps that you need in order to be able to set up a virtual event. So there are very many steps that you can take. However, I've narrowed it down to 10 most important, which I call the basics of events planning. These steps can be used on both live and virtual. However, depending on the nature of event, you might have to tweak a few things. First things first, you need to determine the type of event you're going to have. Are you thinking of having a career fair? Are you thinking of having an album launch, networking event, a Bible study, a discussion? Are you looking at having a training event? Based on the type of event you have, and keeping in mind that you will either want it to be a virtual event or a hybrid event. Remember we talked about hybrid events? Yes, hybrid event is both a mixture of live and a virtual factor. Now, once you have the type of event that you have in mind, the next thing you need to do is select a date and duration of event. Dates are very important because they play a key role in what you need to do. They determine the number of attendees you will have. They determine the amount of publicity that you will have in the event. I'd like to use a simple method called the elimination method. Elimination method keeps you focused in terms of dates. You need to avoid busy days. You need to avoid days when your competitor is also hosting a big event. You also need to consider peak days, or what you'd like to call seasonal days, when you have families home and you have your target market basically not engaged. Now, the other thing that you also need to keep in mind is if you're having a multi-day event, and especially is it a gaming event or a competition, then you need to have a platform that is highly engaging and highly incentivizing, because you want to have a repeat attendance. You need to have your participants coming back again and again to ensure that you have a high footfall and at the same time your event is well attended. You can put different things to make sure that this is in check. The first thing that you can do is a reporting system that helps you deal with the teething problems. You need to sit down and look at the number of people that actually engage with your platform or attended your event. What is the feedback you're getting? Are they excited about what you're sharing? What can you do to improve? That is number one. Number two thing you need to do is select the right team. And I cannot emphasize on this enough. You're only as strong as your weakest link. Now, for events, people will always remember you from the last event you did. And the last thing you want to do is get people on board that you have to carry their weight. So for virtual events, it is very important for you to have the best designer in-house. You need to have people who understand the platform you're using. You need to have a good production team. However, if it is only you who is dealing with the event, then you need to be in a position where you understand the virtual platform itself and you are highly skilled to run it. Number three thing you need to do is select a theme. What is the format of your event? What are people going to see when they come? What is the background of your event? What are the functionalities that you're going to have? Depending on the type of event you're going to have, you need to choose a theme that works for you, a theme that sets you apart from your competitors, and a theme that will give you talkability and mileage for your event. Now, there are a few things that you can consider. Number one, you can hire a production team that will generate for you a theme, and then you can broadcast it later or live stream it. Or number two, you can have a creative that creates for you a storyboard there later that helps you walk through the consumer journey and consumer engagement. This I will talk about on another video that I will do later on. Number four, you need to understand your audience. Who are you looking at inviting? Who are you looking to participate in your event? Are you looking to host tech people? Are you looking at a tech audience? Are you looking at a sales and marketing audience? Are you looking at a fashion audience? Are you looking to even host teenagers? Based on this, there are a few questions you need to keep in mind. What does your consumer or your audience do when they're not online? What keeps them motivated or engaged? How long are they able to be on an online platform? Then again, are they available at that particular time? Based on your audience, then you need to personify your theme and your event and also your interaction. You need to basically have audience empathy. This I will also talk about on another video that I will do. Number 5 thing that you need to consider is budget. Do you have the money to ensure that you do an event that kicks ass? Budget. Budgets can be generated or gotten from clients. They can be self-funded. You're looking at sponsorship or ticket sale. Right now, the different platforms are trying to crack how you get sponsorship visibility. And once this is done, it is going to be a huge opportunity, especially for exhibition and trade fairs. However, budget should not be an issue if you're looking at simplicity or a platform that allows you to be able to navigate through it. Once you determine your budgets, then you can be able to scale it up or scaling down based on what you agree with. The other thing that you need to determine is your content and your session. In events, we say content is king. Content makes or breaks your event. When do you plan on running your photos, your PowerPoint, your videos, your audios, and most importantly, the host? When is the host going to speak? The different sessions will enable you and the production team be able to schedule. Do you have a program that enables your production team to be able to schedule the different content when they're supposed to be playing? Are you looking at having breakout sessions? Are you looking at having scheduled chats? Are you looking at having gaming and rewarding? These are the things that you need to consider. Once you've considered this, then it is important to put them down on a program or basically a program, as I've mentioned. The other thing you need to do is do a test run or rehearsal. My first time doing a live streaming, which I think was my third time doing a live streaming, 30 minutes into the live stream, I realized my audio was not working. And this I discovered from the chat that was coming in. You can imagine how embarrassing this was for me, having done events for a very long time. So I had to go back and do research on how I make myself better or improve in this area. One thing that I can actually tell you is dry run and rehearsals are not to be assumed. Just like live events, virtual events needs to also be considered in terms of rehearsals. You need to make sure that you test the content that you're going to play. You need to run through the program from start to finish. You need to also make sure that everyone is aligned with what they're supposed to do. Once you do this, then you and clients will be comfortable in hosting and running the event. Number 8, you need to advertise your event. And I cannot stress on the importance of this. An event without participants is not an event. Once you determine the type of event you have, then you need to pre-plan in order for your attendees to come. Are you emailing out invites the night before the event? No. This will really embarrass you. So you need to send out invites. You need to maybe use an influencer that speaks to the target audience that you're targeting. You need to have ticket sales in the platforms that you know people frequent. You also need to ensure that you have word of mouth, depending on the type of program you have, depending on the type of event you have. However, if it is an internal event, this is very easy because you can just do email invites and make sure everyone RSVPs so that you know how many people you're dealing with. Conduct a postmortem. Basically, plan to conduct a postmortem. You know, postmortems, in events, postmortems are the meetings and the sessions that you have to determine what worked and what did not work in your event. So you need to pre-plan for this in terms of the date and time that this is going to take place. The people that you need to keep in mind are anyone that can harm or affect your event. So you're looking at your staff attendance, your attendees, you're looking at your suppliers, and you're also looking at clients being present. These people are very key because they will not only help you become better, but they will give you constructive criticism and feedback that you are able to apply in becoming better or for your next event. Why do we talk about feedback? Feedback is very key because when you're looking at something from the outside, then you're able to see what is not going as planned. Most of the events right now are using what we call participation surveys. So as you're planning for your event, you need to generate a survey that addresses all the information that you want to capture. Last but not least is generate a report. So you want to generate a report that speaks to the objective of the event. You need to capture everything that you wanted to achieve. Based on what client needs, then you need to have a report that reflects this. Are you looking at having a PowerPoint report? Are you looking at having a video report? Are you looking at having an Excel report? Depending on the information you're capturing, then you need to be prepared on the type of the report that you will generate. This will not only make you know what you need to do and basically build your resume, but will also make clients be able to report to their uplines. So for me today, that was it. Thank you very much for your time. I will be doing other videos. If you have time, please comment below on what you want me to discuss. I'll be tackling the different types of events that we have, what to consider, what to do, how to choose an MC, all the beautiful things about events. So we're talking about events. So thank you, Sana. Subscribe, like, share. Until I see you again. Bye-bye.